this is David for GetYourRockOut, speaking to Derek from Defeater. Hey, how are you doing? You okay?
Good.
Good. So this is obviously ahead of your Manchester show here on the Letters Home tour. So I just wanted to sort of have a bit of a chat with you and just see how everything's going. How's the tour so far? Is it going well?
It's been great, yeah.
Yeah. What's been like the best thing that you've done?
Well, I've been in England for a little bit now. Me and my wife were here for an Alcoa tour.
Yeah.
Last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's been great. This tour has been going very well. We have a lot of great friends on this tour.
Yeah.
The English dates we have are friends in More Than Life.
Okay.
And this is going to be the third time that we've toured with them, and they're like extended family.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's been great seeing them play every day again. And we also have our friends in Caspian. We're friends with them from home.
Right.
We're like, they live in the same town as Jake, who plays guitar in our band, and Calvin, who's in their band. He doesn't tour with them anymore, but he's my wife's boss. So it's like, feels like family.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's great having them out on this, and they're incredible to watch every night.
Yeah.
And Good Time Boys and Landscapes are both amazing.
Good Time Boys are really good, yeah. So, good. So I guess the point of the interview is just sort of talk about the record. Obviously, it's done really well. I mean, you're doing something that's quite original, I suppose, in terms of the concept of the band. It's all sort of everything's kind of linked together. I mean, was that the aim? When you got together to tell this one story? Or?
Yeah, Jay and I, from like the first or second time we got together to talk about what to do for the band, it was like kind of hashing out the beginning of travels and what we wanted to do, where the story would go, and we only had a couple songs, and then as we were recording it, I was writing the lyrics and taking the story to different places and we're hashing it out.
Yeah.
And we decided that from the get-go, it's like the band is the story is the band.
Yeah.
We've said it a million times. It's like without one or the other, it wouldn't be the same thing.
It's like the only thing. You said in an early interview that that was the only thing that your band was going to be about. You didn't do anything else.
100%.
Yeah. Excellent. I mean, how did that come about? Was it just something that you've been thinking about for a while, or?
No, it was pretty spur of the moment. Jay said that, he's like, how do you feel about doing a concept record? And I said, great.
Yeah.
Can I place it in this time period? And he said, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
So then we just kind of went from there. Pulled from our own lives, from our friends' lives.
Yeah.
From our already standing fiction, my family, his family. So
yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of off the cuff, just writing the story as the songs progress.
And of course, it's now evolved and changed. And
now it's way further than we thought it was ever going to go. So.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess obviously this current album focuses on the dad's experiences, and I'll come back to that in a second. I mean, the only other character I guess we've not heard from so far is the mother, who obviously is
there's a couple people strewn throughout the story that every record there's other people that the protagonist will meet and that he deals with, that there could be an offshoot from anybody, and that's like kind of my one of the intents is that I want it to not just be about the core family members. It's about the people that the protagonist meets in every record. But Letters Home is about the dad, but it's also, there's some deeper stuff thrown in there, some other characters from previous records.
Well, that's it, because of course it links back to the Lost Ground record as well, which, that's based very much in the same time period and the same wars.
Well, it's also the same characters.
Yeah.
There's a link in there that nobody has picked up on yet that I've got to interview with, but.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I kind of, especially on the record, especially on the track "No Relief," when obviously George from Blacklisted is on there, and he sings the "Home Ain't Never Home" lyric, which obviously obviously harks back to the Lost Ground EP.
It's the same character.
Yeah, so of course it would be, yeah. So,
the father and son meet the same person at different times.
Obviously miles apart, yeah. So,
and years apart.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay. I guess just sort of moving on to the tour itself, have you found that your performances have kind of changed and evolved from the first day up until now? Would you want to move it forward again?
Like when we first started touring?
Just like when for this record, like when you first started touring, and you know, are you kind of changing sets? Are you doing?
Yeah, we've started adding more songs. I wish that I had been a little bit more careful with jumping around.
I was going to say you look like you've hurt yourself.
Yeah, my hip is gone. I have like 50% of my hip bone left and no cartilage.
Right.
So I had a nasty fall down some stairs on my work about a year ago, and then it slowly has been dying. So I didn't really know what I was just continuously hurting myself while on tour in the summer. Yeah, kind of wish that I had taken it a little bit easier, but I mean, no, we just play whatever we kind of want to. Like, we definitely learned over the years what songs go over better live than others. There's stuff that everybody in the band would love to play live, but when we have played it, nobody gives a flying fuck.
Right.
And there's also stuff that we play every day that people get sick of. Like, for me, it's a little bit different because I'm not playing the same chords every day. I'm not playing the same leads every day. Like they vary it. You know, they improv a little bit. I get to do something different every day.
Yeah.
It's different interactions with different people.
It's good. I mean, coming back to the record now, obviously Left at Home, focusing on the dad's experiences in the Second World War. In the album sleeve, the dedication you kind of dedicate to both your granddads who obviously fought in the war. Would you say, you were saying before about family connection, that kind of thing, would you say that their experiences have informed what you wrote about the dad's experiences?
Yeah. There's definitely things that I've pulled for Lost Ground and Letters Home that have direct ties to my family.
Yeah.
But also it's just meant to just be as close to a living reality as possible.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with not just what my family did, but everyone from that. From that era, not just people involved in the actual war, but people back home who, were working in the factories that helped to, build tanks and planes and missiles, and people out selling war bonds, and it's not just about the war as much as I do lyrically focus on that. It's about what happens outside of the immediate as well.
Okay. I guess the final question is about a more personal thing, really. You're obviously vegan and have been for a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, you kind of, because you as a band, you kind of like to promote this sort of green lifestyle, I suppose, in a way.
When we started, it was much more of a prominent fixture because our drummer, Andy, runs a company called greenbands.com.
Okay, yeah.
And also we've done all the records on 100% recycled paper.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of become part of, not everybody can't do everything 100% of the time as an environmentally conscious band.
Yeah.
It's nearly impossible.
So I would say,
even not printing shirts on sweatshop shirts and shit, it's fucking impossible. And when it comes down to brass tacks, it's like we're just like anybody else, any other shitty company in America, but we just happen to be a Tory band. We're still polluting the earth. We're still supporting factory farming. We're still supporting basically slave labor.
Yeah.
And it's just to keep ourselves on the road. So as much as we like to try to promote a healthier, green, quote-unquote, lifestyle, it just doesn't work all the time.
Yeah.
And I've always thought this and said this. I've been vegan for 15 years, and me and my friends growing up, in our immediate group of friends, everybody that was vegan, vegetarian, you always felt that you do what you can when you can do it. Like, you couldn't make the entire world go vegan.
Yes.
It's impossible. No matter what, people would rebel against that. And it's the same thing with straight edge. It has to be a personal choice.
I mean, the crux of the question, I guess, why would you say there's such a correlation between vegan, straight edge lifestyles and hardcore music? Would you say that's
I think it's mostly about when people get into punk and hardcore. You're a young, impressionable, usually pissed off kid, and you're rebelling against something.
Yeah.
Say fuck you, mom and dad. Like, I'm not gonna eat your meat.
Yeah.
Drink your drink.
Yeah.
It doesn't always last as a personal choice. There's a lot of, in the States, there's a lot of like kids that break edge as soon as they're 21.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a good growing period in there. Kids that are quote straight edge, they have other vices in their life that they don't like to admit to, be it sex or whatever.
Yeah.
But I still think that straight edge and veganism are incorporated into hardcore because it's just another subculture within a subculture.
Yeah.
If I could stand up, I would. Could you help grab it?
Please, thank you. Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
But
It's another subculture within a subculture.
Yeah. And I guess have you found it difficult for being vegan? Has that been like
Not really now.
Yeah.
When I was younger, it was I went vegan in 1999, 98. Yeah, 99 I think. And it definitely wasn't as widespread, and it wasn't as easy to just go into like every supermarket and find alternative milks or alternative meat, stuff like that. It's much more just like roots, like you're just gonna eat nuts and get your protein that way.
Yeah, I tried it for a week, and I think I lived on Pringles and bread and food. It was really bad week.
Yeah. I did the same thing when I first tried to go vegan. You don't know if you don't research it, then you're not gonna do your body any good by doing it.
Well, I guess that's it. So thank you very much for taking the time to chat.
Appreciate it.
And enjoy the show. Thank you.